We're here for our post-game press conference with head coach John Cooper after a 70-54 loss to Bowling Green. Coach, your opening statement?
Well, first of all, thanks to Jake Bischoff, our lone senior player, and obviously Jay, our manager. But Jake's been incredible in what he's done and how he's sacrificed and just been a pillar of what it should look like from a student-athlete perspective. So certainly appreciative for all that he's given us, along with Jay being a manager and just being so selfless. So I wanted to thank those two young men first. And then, of course, in the game, you look at the numbers. I think we're about 39% from the field and 50% from the line and 2 of 24 from three. I mean, that's hard to do. It's hard to do. It's hard to win when you shoot those percentages. Then in the second half, I thought they did a good job of driving us and getting downhill on us offensively. Consequently, getting a lot of opportunities that were around the rim because they didn't shoot the ball well from three either. But they got a lot of opportunities around the rim, or if they didn't finish them, there were times they were getting fouled. And then, of course, they made their free throws. And so we had too many missed threes, too many opportunities around the rim that we didn't convert. And just you can't do that, not if you're trying to win, that's for sure.
All right. Questions?
I don't know if I'd say the whole year, but at least down the stretch here a little bit, it looks like the jump shot, it's three especially, but the jump shot in general has been kind of an issue. How much do you think that is putting pressure on your offense as a whole?
Well, I mean, I think you hit it on the head. I think it's put pressure on the offense, but I think I would take it a step further. I think we got some guys that are squeezing a little bit. Therefore, they're putting pressure on themselves, and of course, then that becomes pressure on the offense because, if you take a look, and obviously there were a few there that maybe weren't great looks, but you take a look at some of the ones that we're missing, and that's just wow. I mean, they're good looks. I mean, they're open, guys wide open. I mean, there's some there where it almost seemed like, we catch them in rotations and it was almost a dare. Not necessarily a dare, but a breakdown, the extra pass, and we get a wide open look, and we're not able to make them. And so that makes it hard, really hard.
How much did their pressure, of course you were down at the time, but it looked like their pressure was fairly effective at times? Well,
I think there were a couple times when their pressure bothered us. I thought, there were times when we broke it and then we were able to attack. And then, it was a couple times we get to the rim. Do you finish when you get to the rim? Or a couple times we got fouled and then we don't make both free throws. And then there were a couple times when we get the kick out and we get the wide open shot and we're not able to make the shot. So it seemed like there was a lid on the basket, but there were certainly, and there were some times we broke it and we scored, but I thought we actually got opportunities out of it to have some kind of offense, whether it be a good shot, whether it be attacking downhill. There were a couple times that sort of threw us out of sorts, but we seemed to gather ourselves and then we're able to go from there.
How demoralizing is it when you send the other team to the line and they just keep draining them? I mean, they were 17 of 18 in the second half. Well, that's got to be rough.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, part of it though is that we put them in the bonus, so that's a problem. And so the ones outside, the ticky-tack one, those are the ones you've got to get rid of. And quite frankly, when teams go to the line, I expect them to make them. It's the reason they call them free throws. And, all teams don't make them, and they're not shooting 90% from the line as a team throughout the year. But they got up and they got in a nice groove. And, I really believe that sometimes, the groove becomes even easier when you're up 12, 10, 12, and there's no heat on those free throws. And they were able to make them. But, we didn't. That's for sure.
There were a couple times when you made some runs at them and got right up there, the tie in that vicinity. and it just seemed like couldn't get it over the hump. Now, I don't know if it was a lot of times when you make a run and it kind of expends the energy or whatever, but some of it looked like just was maybe not an ability to sustain the shooting, and maybe this comes back to the jump shots. I don't know, but they couldn't get over that hump.
Well, I mean, I can't. I think we tied it, did we not? Twice. Yeah, we tied. We tied it twice. I don't remember the exact scores of when we tied it. So, okay. So you put yourselves right there. Now, there was a point, and I'm not sure what the stretch is. I don't think they ran away with their scoring, but they were getting scoring opportunities, and of course we weren't making shots. So, if you look at the course of the game, their point total wasn't some ridiculous point total that, they just get away from. I think they had, 70? Is that right? 70-54. So when you look at that point total, you're fine with that total. Now it's just a matter of, are you able to score throughout the stretch? And we probably went, and Bacon, those guys would know, but we probably went about a 7-minute stretch to where we just 6 or 7 minutes, we were just struggling we're struggling to get 1-2 points because we're not able to make our free throws. But, that makes it, tough. They're making their free throws. We had a couple of turnovers there, a couple of missed opportunities around the bucket, shots that rolled around, a couple of threes that rolled around in and out there in the second half. So we had all of that going on, and so it is.
All right. Any more questions?
Go ahead.
Was there any differences from when you played them the first time to this time in the way it played out, or did you try anything especially different? You were in the game up there for a while. So was there any differences between the first meeting and the second meeting?
Well, I thought, and having to go back, I thought the first meeting we really, really put ourselves in a tough situation because of our turnovers. Now, we didn't, obviously, we had too many. I don't know. What did we have tonight, 16?
16.
We had 16. They had 18. But, we had so many. We could never get a sustained effort in the last game because of the turnovers. And, of course, 16 is too many. But, I thought we had some opportunities. Even late when we were picking up the pressure and doing a few things, they took some quick shots, and they missed them. So we had an opportunity to come back down and get a basket. But, we couldn't get a basket at the end of the day. We couldn't get enough baskets, I should say, to sustain offensive capability in order for us to come from behind. And at the end of the day, if you look at it, if you're sitting on the other end, if you're Mike, there are probably some shots you're like, we gave that up, but heck, we didn't make them. And with the exception of, I think a couple early. I thought even Jake had some good looks, and we don't make those. The only guy on our team today that made a 3-point shot was Abdullah Haruna, if I remember correctly. He made one in the first half, and then of course one in the second. He made it on a kick out, which was a nice play. I thought we got some good production from Milos. You continue to see him as he comes along and everything else. But, at the end of the day, in this day and age in basketball, you got to be able to make some shots. It's you go 2 for 24. That's hard, man. That's hard on you. Now, they didn't shoot it great either. So at the end of the day, you're fine there. But you look at the difference. We put them on the foul line, and Lillard drove us and was able to score or get fouled, and that created a lot of problems there in the second half.
All right. Any more questions? All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.